Okay, I learned something. Learned something valuable. The group inside the HROU, when you link a group policy object to the organizational unit, the items, the members inside the group do not inherit those policies. So while HR group contains these two members, I needed to move user and John objects to the HR organizational unit from here and from here. I did that by right-clicking on John when he was in here, going to move, and then selecting the HROU. You can also just drag and drop, click and drag and drop. So on that note, I'm going to check one more thing with my shared folder, because I have this sneaking suspicion that I need to share this with a few other objects. Users, groups. Let's look up John. John Doe. John. Check names. There it is, John Doe. Okay. So now John and the HR group are in there. Read, write permissions, share. We've got that already created here. Not here, but in the group policy object. We haven't created it yet. We have to go back in and do that. Since I made that mistake, I'm redoing this all for you guys. For myself. Group policy management. So we're on step 6. And we need to have a group policy object created and attached. Please don't you fail on me now. Don't you do it. All right, let's refresh this sucker. All right. Getting back to it. Logging in again. Right click, create a group policy object, GPO, in this domain and link it here. We are creating an HR GPO. Okay. It don't already exist. Refresh. It's because I deleted it. Create HR GPO. Alright. HR policy. Okay. Created HR policy. We need to first add a message that appears when the computer starts. Edit. We need to set up a message when the computer starts. Preferences, policies, Windows settings, policies, scripts, start up and start down, shut down. Not that. Dear Gemini, please remind me where this is. It is the title update. Oh, is it in users again? Am I doing that to myself again? It's in administrative templates potentially. Windows components, start menu and taskbar. Computer config, policies, Windows settings. Close all this mess. Start over. Policies, Windows settings. Security options. Local policies. Where's our local policies, fam? security settings, local policies. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Computer configuration, Windows settings, security settings, local policies, security options. I'm tripping. Interactive logon, title, text, right here. Title, attention, apply, okay, text, properties. Do not install unauthorized programs. You are being watched by a very competent IT team. Okay. Alright, we've created this one with 2 steps. Computer configuration policies, Windows settings, security settings, local policies, security options. We're just moving too fast. Alright, so that group policy has been created. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. Prevent the user's access to command line. Not even going to futz around with this one. Where is this in GPO editor? You would think it's in user configuration, right? Okay, that's a good start. Opening user configuration, going to policies, going to administrative templates, going to system. Now there's a bunch of stuff here. We need to look for a setting called prevent access to command prompt. I'm going to turn on the filter, but boy does that just get messy when you do that. Goodness. Filter options, command. Okay. We need to be looking in system. Why are you in that one, my guy? Or down here, system. Isn't that weird how it adds the filter to both? All right, prevent access to command prompt, enabled. Also disable the command prompt script processing so they can't run .bat and .cmd files. .bat is batch. Apply. Okay. All right. Next, add a script to the user's login map to the share you created in the previous video. That share is here. This guy. Member? I member. Oh, I member. We've got John, we've got HR group. I don't think we can add computers, but it's there. Gosh darned it, it's there. All right, let's properties, no, yeah, sharing, network path. Let's copy this network path. We need to go into drive mapping, which is in user configuration, preferences, Windows setting, drive maps. Right click, new mapped drive, create a new mapped drive. It's living, or rather being pulled from here. Reconnect option to see if it exists. If it does, it still reconnects every time. HR shared folder. Use the H drive. Show this drive. Show this drive. Common tab. Item level targeting. New item. Security group. We are. Now it's gonna go through the group, ain't it? In it. HR group. Okay. Apply. Okay, there's a green arrow. That's a good thing. We like green. Now, is the computer or just the user part of our group? Both. So now it's been mapped. They should be mapping that network to everyone who is a member of that security group. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's do one more. Disable the run command from the start menu. Gemini, you got my back. How to do this in GPO editor. User config. Let's start from the top. User config. Administrative templates. Doesn't say policies there, am I? Because I don't know, man. We need to turn off the filter though. Filter off for now. Administrative templates, start menu, and taskbar. Give me yourself. Let's go ahead and filter on, and again it jumps up there for no reason. Run. We don't even need to do quotes. Okay. Back down to the thing again. Start menu. Remove run menu from the start menu. Enabled. Apply. Okay. So now we've added the policies at light speed. We are done with the editor. Let's X out. Let's take a look. Let's refresh this. Let's go to our HR policy. Let's take a look at all of our policy updates. Interactive login message. Remove run menu from start menu. Prevent access to command line, including prompt script.cmd and .bat, the batch file, and map on login and H drive, sharing the HR folder, targeting the security group HR group, which contains the user John and the computer John HRPC. I mean, I'm feeling good about this. Time to enforce it. So I right-clicked and hit enforce. Now I'm going to go ahead and do GP update, force, updating policy, updating computer policies, and then user policies. So now each of these should work. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's find out. Restart, place. Next one's Event Viewer. Checking out Windows logs. We've got to check the Event Viewer on the server machine and write down the last successful login from our user John. You must log in with the domain administrator account to see that. So I wonder if that's fstack or if that's administrator. So we'll find that out. That's something. All right. Gotta work with us. Gotta work with us. Academy. Actually, it's probably a good sign from what I remember. All right, we've got our message at startup. So that's this guy. User access to command prompt is next. Once we get logged in and then switch to the user John, we should see the network shared H drive, HR shared folder, switch user. Let's just sign out. And disabling the run command. As a reminder, take screenshots if you're in the class. You're going to be writing a runbook on all this. Other user, John, log it in. And the attention message starts before the login, prior to the login screen for any user getting on to the computer. Testing command prompt. Disabled by the admin. Let's test the run command. Get out of here. Disabled by the admin. Big moment here. Nothing. So let it load, and then we'll do it on this end, adding the H drive. What's up with that, you know? Search Active Directory. Is it because we don't have browse, Contoso, HR? Users, contacts, groups, HR, group. Find. Description. HR, shared, HR. We want John Doe to have access. We're not doing it right. Network and sharing center. Network. Add device and printers. Search Active Directory. Okay. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to Active Directory. I think we're missing, we've got the shared folder sharing two people in the Active Directory. We've got mapping to the other side, which doesn't seem to be working. Please let me know why. I'm going to create a shared folder here, HR shared folder. Local disk C, HR shared folder, properties, sharing, copy, network path, okay, HR shared folder. So now we've got that. Let's give this a, do we need to restart it? Let's find out. Network, search Active Directory, entire directory, contoso.com, shared folders, HR shared folder, find. Do we need to restart it? Or did I? Okay. HR shared folder. Let's see if it just pulls it automatically. Yeah. Okay. Map network drive H. Finished. Device is already connected to that folder. No, okay, so that's actually, we're seeing it there. We're seeing it there, so I'm looking it up in the wrong place. Let's try this. Disallowed. What do you mean disallowed? What do you mean? H. That's where it lives. I'm glad we looked elsewhere. It's not in the network tab. It's in this PC. It's a mapped drive. So it's listed in the devices and drive section. Here's our test folder. Let's just, out of curiosity, add a new one. John test. Let's see if it now exists over here. Okay, we did it. We did it. We did all of that stuff in step 6. Almost painless. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm sure I missed a couple explanations, but hopefully you learned something. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Any corrections, comments. Otherwise, learn good. Yeah.